Hello, this is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome, welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. I apologize. I'm not low energy right now. I just downed a cup of coffee. But I literally, I don't have the...
Bandwidth?
I don't have the oomph.
Oh.
I don't have the fortitude, the vocal fortitude.
The testicular fortitude?
Maybe the testicular fortitude, but not the vocal fortitude. Well, I only have the one ball, so, But
you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, how are you? You good? Well, I've been sick.
I'm Anomaly Andy, as always.
I've been sick. I got sick, and I don't even know if I'm sick, to be perfectly honest. It's weird because, I feel like this is, an inflammation. I don't feel congested. I don't feel like my lymph nodes aren't swollen. Well, they're tender over here.
I'm sorry, but the Anomaly moniker is already taken.
I'm not trying to be an anomaly. I think that this is, I went on a medication and then I stopped the medication, and it's as soon as I stopped it, boom, flare up. All of my joints started hurting. Now my throat is all swollen and stuff. So it's fucked up. Stupid end of the year curse.
So it's Franklin's fault or Teddy's fault?
It's almost always Teddy's fault, honestly.
But you know what's never Teddy's fault?
The rules. Teddy is a stickler for the rules.
Way to just steal my thunder.
Because he loves America.
America.
All right, yes, but here in the bubble, we do have 3 rules for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
That goes double for you, Teddy.
Normally, I would ask you, what do you want to talk about?
I don't get that luxury today, do I?
Not today. No. This is our last show of 2025.
Okay.
It's not, again, we're not at the end of season 2, but we are at the end of we are at the end of the calendar year for 2025. This has been our first full calendar year of podcasting.
With no breaks.
I don't think we took a single break
this year.
I don't think we took a single break this year. That's not true. We might have taken one at some point in the beginning of the year. Maybe towards the end of season 1.
I know that in the entirety of the podcast, we've taken at least 2, maybe 3 episodes off.
Yeah. But this time, But
then we gave them a double dose of the kitchen sink that one time.
We did that one time, yeah. And then we just started doing longer episodes anyway. Now you're all stuck with us.
No more BS.
Thank you for listening. It's been pretty cool for this podcast year. Yeah, we moved from Buzzsprout to Podbean. Find us on Podbean, download, follow, and like us. Spread the word because it helps us make money.
I feel like Bill Maher stole our thunder, though.
Why?
Because I was listening to...
Bill Maher stole our thunder.
Absolutely, because I was listening to one of his episodes today, and he was talking about how his podcast is supposed to be so different from all the other shows that he's done and all the other podcasts out there. He's like, talk shows, they have lines of question, they have cue cards, and this and that and the other thing. There's a formula, there's an agenda, blah blah blah. He's like, I just wanted this podcast to just be us getting stoned and talking about anything that we want.
Well, we don't get stoned.
We don't get stoned, but he kind of pirated our format. Now,
did he? When did it start?
I don't know, and I don't want to look it up. I heard that today, and I'm like, motherfucker, he owes us some royalties.
We're just here chit chatting. We didn't trademark the formula here.
He had John Stamos on.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Okay,
yeah.
You talked about being named Blackie on ER.
No, they left that out. But
yeah,
I'll have to double check that.
Well, I was thinking. We had talked, I think in the last episode, actually, we had talked about, that we're going to have to put together a new list of ideas because this year, at least since probably maybe summer, you and I have really strayed from,
staying on point.
From staying on point.
Yeah,
we have had, there is an epidemic.
We don't work with cue cards.
We don't work with
cue cards. We don't work with lines of questions.
We've made it really obvious. Also.
The last 2 years have been
the train of thought has derailed so many fucking times.
But we're really good at, bringing it back.
We do our best. We do our absolute best. So I thought, and we had talked about, we're going to have to make a new list because when we first started this podcast way back in the beginning of 2024, almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
The preview, the teaser for this podcast released in early March of 2024. That's almost...
Are you sure? Are you sure we didn't start this in April of 23? Wait, no.
No, we started in 24.
Right. July 23 is when we bought all the podcast stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. And then we procrastinated for almost a year.
I told you, it all blurs together now. Like,
yeah. But yeah, and when we first started this, I told you, I said, your job is going to be to come up with things to talk about.
And I did that.
And you did.
I made a list.
You quite literally made a list. Surely the list still exists somewhere.
I'm pretty sure
I think we actually physically crossed stuff off of it at some point.
We did, yeah. It's around.
Yeah. And now that we're seasoned, I just basically
like a cast iron pan?
Yeah. Now that we're seasoned in the podcast game, I think that, we can definitely expand our horizons. And I think we have, right? Off the cuff, really.
Like a cervix.
But we had talked about I don't want to talk about the cervix.
Why not?
The cervix wanders more than it expands.
My brother had a friend whose nickname was Cervix. They called him Servo.
That's weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
We can talk about that if you want to. Anyway. But anyway. So I thought that, the people might be interested in being a part of this little BTS moment and everything, and we can do our final 2025 episode on just what do you want to talk about coming up in 2026. It's a midterm year, right?
Yeah,
it's a midterm year. It's not a leap year.
It's going to be my 20th high school reunion.
Your 20th high school reunion.
Not that I'll be there, but
I'm gonna be 42 in a few weeks. I'm gonna be a month.
38.
You're gonna be 38. Sadie's gonna be 15.
I finally get to be a 38-year-old man,
and we can talk all about it. But let me ask you. What are some things that you want to talk about?
That we haven't already talked about?
Even if we have, maybe you want to revisit it.
I mean, we always find a way to complain about stuff.
Yeah, but is that what you want to do?
No.
We spent a lot of
That's
this
where
year
we spin
complaining.
into. Like,
yeah.
we start with the idea.
It always comes around to a bitch sesh. It always comes around to a bitch sesh. Now, something that I thought about.
Sesh.
Right? Yeah. Something that I thought about that I thought was really, before I get into this, I want to apologize because I probably seem a little
Dahmerish?
A little daisy.
For those on audio, she's wearing Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Yeah, I have my work glasses on today. I seem a little hazy daisy right now.
I'm sure Evan Peters is jealous.
It's literally just because I am having a hard time breathing and talking. But something that popped into my head a couple days ago that I thought about for discussion was, what was I watching? I was watching something. I don't remember exactly what, but someone mentioned like their PhD. I was watching something where people were doing their PhD. Oh, I actually watched Midsommar for the first time. That doesn't mean anything to you. If it means anything to someone out there, but the truth is I never watched it before. And everyone in the movie, all the main characters, they're doing their PhDs.
This has nothing to do with Shakespeare?
No.
Okay.
But I was thinking of my master's thesis, which I did go for. I almost graduated from grad school.
Why'd you waste so much money on a master's?
Because I really wanted it. Mostly because I wanted to go for my PhD, but nobody accepted me.
That's not coming from me. That's coming from the fucking pricks who think I wasted money on a secondary education.
But literally, like, I went for my master's and I didn't quite finish it because I had 7 years to complete it. And the beginning of year 5, I decided to go in a completely different direction and I never finished it.
And you want to talk about that on an episode?
No, that's not what I wanted to talk about. The original idea for my master's...
Midsommar, master's degree, ham sandwich. What's next? I'm making a little joke. You do it all the time.
So, originally, and I think that I've brought this up to you before, but I'd be very curious to get your opinion on it. Not right now. But, something to stew on.
I was going to say, you're doing exactly what you accused us of, and that's getting off track.
No. My original thesis idea was actually the fictitious nature of history. And I specifically went into it with things like the legend of...
the Hidden Temple.
Dracula.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? And how this idea of, you know, the events that would, you know, sort of create the mythos around, you know, a person who truly existed. I mean, the same could be said for Jesus Christ.
I'm not getting into that right now.
I'm not suggesting we get into it right now, but I'm just saying that there are, you know, there are certain avenues.
That's like right up there with, you know, Chuck Norris and Chewbacca.
What? So, the creation of history. Because that, and this was literally something that, I mean, you've seen my books. They've got Post-its and flags all over.
Wait, so is that now officially a topic that you just jotted down? That's going to be a future episode?
I think it should be. Yeah, because it makes me curious, because I have a very definitive perspective on such a thing, and I would be curious about your perspective on that.
On the creation of history.
Yes. Okay. And when I say creation, I mean creation as in history being a man-made construct. Think about it.
I don't think history can be a man-made okay.
All right.
This is being reserved for.
I'm clicking my pen.
That's my intro to civil discourse.
This will be that
should be a class
debate.
Can you imagine that?
What?
Taking a college
intro to civil discourse. We'll do that too. Ready?
They teach you.
Wait. No. That's how you know it's going to be on the list.
You and I could just be adjuncts that
intro to civil discourse.
Can you imagine if we were given honorary doctorates for teaching that class?
Yo, if anyone wants to give me an honorary doctorate, I'll take it. I've got somewhere in this house, I'm sure, maybe I finally threw them away, but somewhere in this house, I believe, is a file full of all of the rejection letters I got from PhD programs. So if someone wants to give me an honorary one after all of these years, I fucking take it.
I think I only kept one rejection letter.
What's something that you want to talk about this year?
My one rejection letter.
No. Do we want to talk about, we can talk about higher education.
I thought you were going to say.
We both have opinions on higher education and the idea of.
I thought you were going to ask me if I want to talk about rejection.
We can talk about rejection too. Wait, ready?
Oh, jeez.
Rejection.
You're like Chris Jericho.
Higher education.
You know what happens? JJ?
What happens? What else?
You just made the list.
What else do you want to talk about? You had said that you had some ideas for today's episode.
Again, I fly by the same.
Do you remember any of them?
No, because when the thought for an episode enters my brain, I've forgotten about it within 5 minutes. Because then my attention is grabbed by something else, and then by the time when it's time to record, I've already forgotten.
You have to write these things down.
I should. I really should.
Like this.
Yeah. Chris Jericho, you're a stupid loser.
All right. What were we talking about before we started recording tonight? You said that
Snowfall?
No,
well,
it wasn't that. Well, we were, but no, we were
teaching
talking
me about Franklin.
We were talking about something, and you said this is episode material. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? Shit. Well, we can talk about. Let's recreate this the course of events from when I got home. I don't remember what
I got home. I told you how frustrating my day was.
Yeah, I was watching Snowfall.
I told you how I was making dinner. I was frustrated with the fucking fiasco going on with the show in 2 weeks.
We were talking about something, and then I got really into it, and you said, this is episode material.
It wasn't having anything to do with me shaving, is it?
No.
For those on audio, I haven't shaved yet. What are you doing?
Shaving.
That's not an episode.
It could be.
Then we have to have Nick on because he needs it badly.
What? We're not gonna. This isn't Queer Eye. We're not doing that.
We're not shave him on camera.
No, we're not gonna make over somebody. That's not what we do.
Really? No.
Yeah, we'll bring him out, stand him up in front of the camera, give me one of them long telescoping, the pointers, and I'll point out all the problem areas. And then you can shave him.
He's giddy right now because he's listening to this, and he's like, the magic box said my name. I still love it. I love when the magic box says my name.
You do. You tell me all about it when the magic box says your name. I wish I could remember some of the things that you said we should talk about.
Like just hearing my name on actual FM radios.
What was the thing you sent me today? You sent me a clip. What was that about?
That wasn't a clip. That was a whole podcast.
Okay, well, what was it about? Because I was working, so I was
kind of hoping you would put it on and listen to it.
Yeah, see, but when I'm working, I won't be paying attention to anything.
I sent it to Nick too because I'm just like, I told him the same thing. I'm like, everybody really needs to hear this.
Is there something about curbing chaos or something like that? Or
it was just one of their like short form episodes. It's Real AF with Andy Frisella. I really like his podcast, and they're basically just saying that like you can't go around, like expecting praise for just showing up to work. It's like, I come in and I work every day and I, work so hard, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, that's what you're fucking supposed to do. What?
We were talking about the expectation of gratitude.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
That's what it was.
And this now is the quote unquote, participation trophy, which I think is bullshit.
I'm sure we've already talked about that, though.
Oh, I'm sure that it's come up on I'm sure it's come up on several occasions because I think it's bullshit.
I still think we should take some episodes and do follow-ups on like old ones.
Absolutely.
What are some
of the ones that you would want to revisit? Surely you remember some of the episodes we've done.
I want to go back and revisit the movies and the ice cream and the pizza and the fast food chains.
Movies.
Because I still haven't been to Raising Cane's, but I saw a TikTok and it looks pretty fucking good.
Ice cream.
Oh
man, we haven't had ice cream in a while.
I think about it every time I pass by.
I've had a lot of Cool Whip lately,
especially when it's on sale too. Because I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's on sale. I'm like, my cardiologist is gonna fucking hate me if I.
Yeah.
Because like get
yourself some frozen yogurt. Some dairy-free nonsense.
You know what I'd like to talk about at some point? I want to talk about the fact that I was really kind of surprised by the idea that not everybody thinks the same. And by the same, I mean, like, when it comes to things that you're just supposed to do or you're just supposed to know, not, like, everybody, like, for example, I've complained ad nauseum about people not using turn signals.
Yes.
Okay. That's just one example. Mm-hmm. There's a million other things just like it where it's like, those are things you're supposed to know and you're supposed to just do. But, not everybody thinks that way. Not everybody thinks that those are things that you're just supposed to know and do.
But it's part of learning. Those specifically are part of learning to drive and the rules of the road.
Right. We know that because we're educated.
No, we know that because we learned how to drive a car.
Right, but not everybody.
Everybody.
We're talking about two different things.
Okay, so can you broaden the scope of this
As
topic?
I said, I used the turn signal topic as an example, but there are just some givens for lack of a better word.
Just some innate knowledge.
Exactly. That you would think that you've been told by others that like, you're just supposed to know and you're just supposed to do. But then you say that to somebody in particular, and they're like, you are? Like, as if they'd never heard it before. Now, am I making more sense now?
Things you should already know.
Like, I saw a meme the other day. It was like, teach kids how to change a tire, not their gender. Like, seriously.
I'm into it. Teach
them how to balance a checkbook, not their fucking Ozempic.
I have said from probably for the last 20 years, I've said every woman should know 3 essential things in her lifetime. How to use a gun, how to take a punch.
Women?
Yes. How to use a gun, how to take a punch, and how to change a tire. I think that those are 3 essential survival skills.
Those are not very
women.
Ladylike. Yeah, whatever.
Women's survival skills.
Yeah, you're going to need it, especially in today's day and age. Bitches be
Listen, I absolutely believe that because that's just it.
Remember the days when the fucking Lee press-on nails would come off and the hoop earrings would come out?
The hoop earrings would come out. Listen, I've been in my friend's apartment before where her roommate literally is like, we've been there like helping her tie her hair back. It's like, because we know that she's getting ready for a fight. So it's like, just get her ready. These are quintessential life skills, I believe, especially for women.
Again, I think we should start, we should be more on the up and up of teaching kids, change a tire, not your gender.
Well, listen, we've been
And then this is where you come in and like, why can't it be both?
Well, why can't it be both? But we've been trying desperately to, again, topic. We're saving the topics for the future. But when it comes down to it, sidebar, we've been trying to tell the boy, you need to know how to tie your shoes and wipe your ass. Okay.
There you go. Those are some examples.
These are some essential life skills because and we've tried to tell him, the older you get, the less likely you are to find someone who's willing to help you with it.
Oh yeah, no, I had to talk with him about that yesterday.
It's like, yeah, you're reaching a point at this stage in your life where you're genuinely you're going to be hard pressed to find someone who's just willing to help you.
One of the sentiments that a lot of these podcasts I listen to share is the fact that like parents are kind of neglecting their duties as parents. It's like you're supposed to be teaching your kids essential life skills.
Yes.
Like how to wipe your ass, like how to tie your shoes. Essential life skills?
Essential life skills / parenting fuck ups.
Now here's something we can expand upon in that episode in particular.
Oh, okay.
You know, we are in that realm because, you know, we parent children. I'm sure there's
parent child.
Okay. Well,
one of them's basically an adult at this point.
I've parented children.
I've parented children.
Okay, so then we've both parented children. But there's plenty of our listeners that don't.
Yeah.
So they might be thinking, like, how does this apply to me? It's like, well, you know, if there's some essential life skills that you could use some brushing up on, this is the podcast for you.
We are here to encourage all human life to know how to wipe your own ass.
I wipe my own ass.
Oh, man.
I know.
Oh, God.
Bonus points if you can guess the movie.
There were other things that I feel like were sort of fluffy. The fluff piece sort of topics that we had on our list originally.
Let's be honest. We reserved fluff pieces for when we had nothing. That's where pizza and movies and ice cream came from.
Yeah.
The one where we literally just went down the list of the fast food apps.
Yeah.
We
did do that and just rated them. Yeah.
At some point, I mean, maybe I was thinking like maybe we get back in the bed for revisit the bed.
Maybe
a little bit. No?
Maybe.
Maybe. Listen, that's where this started.
Maybe. Yes, it did start because that's the softest room in the house.
A new mattress.
Okay, now if we were to record, so here's how we would have to do that. If we were going to do that, we would have to suspend the camera above the bed from the ceiling, and we would both just be lying there holding our microphone.
No.
Because I wouldn't be able to just sit there for an hour and not hurt my back just sitting there because your ass just sinks right into it.
One camera on us directly.
Yep.
You laying on my shoulder, my arm around you. We're not even looking at each other. We're just off. We got the microphones right here, and we just go.
See, but what happens? Okay, but we'd have to set up some ground rules because you know that at some point you're going to say something and I'm going to pinch you.
But we already have enough rules. They're for civility.
I mean, this, don't be a dick probably encompasses pinching.
I mean,
pinch.
Hands to yourself before I exorcise the demons.
What are some fluff pieces that we haven't done that we could do this time?
Do we still have fluff in the cabinet?
No, it's gone.
Damn.
Yeah.
Gonna have to go shopping.
Wait.
Shopping?
Fluff.
Marshmallow fluff, which I am not a fan of.
Shame on you.
This wasn't something I ever really had. I was introduced to it as an adult.
I used to have to ask for it specifically because it's like peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jelly. And it's just like I would go to a friend's house who had fluff.
There's
and
something.
It's just like, yo,
what is with the newer generations like absolute refusal to try different and new things? I don't forget just the kids. I know plenty of full-grown adults who are tied to chicken fingers and fries.
Do you think it's a fear thing?
Probably.
Because here's the thing, is that like when somebody offers me something and they're like, here, try this. My only real query is whether or not it's spicy. Because if you make me try something without warning me that it's spicy, because some people are intolerant to spice.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't tell somebody that and they say, well, what's in it? And then you're in it. Like if you offer somebody
you mean like
something
how
to eat.
we didn't tell the boy that there was garlic in all his food and then he ate it?
he's been eating garlic for years. It's his fault if he didn't realize it until sorry. But like, honestly, like if you were to offer me something to eat, here, try this.
Which I've done plenty of times. Oh, God.
Quote unquote, here, try this. If you were to offer something to me and say, here, try this, and my initial reaction is, what is it? And then you come back at me with anything akin to just try it, my answer is no.
Yeah.
You fucking tell me what you are making me try right now, because then I will be more likely to try it. Like if you stuck, jerk veal in my face and were like, try this. And I said,
like
what?
Jamaican veal? Is that a thing?
No, but like two things that I don't do. I don't do Caribbean spice.
You don't know.
And I don't do veal. So if you were to make me try something and then you never told me what it was, I would be furious.
Listen,
I would be absolutely
This is
furious.
episode material. You've gone way, way past where we needed to go.
All right.
I'm just simply saying that, growing up, my parents were pretty adventurous when it came to food.
Yeah, frog's legs?
No.
Would you?
I'll try anything once. Anyway,
have tiny bones.
And then I would smell stuff and I'd just be like, smells interesting. I might want to try that.
Yeah.
But like, there are certain people, again, children and adults, I just can't, they can't get past the fact that things aren't breaded and things don't look or, don't have the texture that they're used to.
Trying new things / aversion to. It's not just food also. It's life experiences, really.
Now here's a loaded question for you. I feel like a lot of these things we're coming up with now,
yeah,
and a lot of things we've talked about in the past have largely all or mostly been associated with a changing of the guard. Like the change in dynamic of the up and coming generations. So to me, in my mind, it sounds mostly like us getting older, and complaining that people who are younger than us, who are up and coming into their own, aren't experiencing or trying or doing things the way we have or would have. Do you think that's true?
Generational
divide.
That's an interesting question.
Because we do a fair amount of complaining.
But we're not just complaining about young people. We're not like, oh, these kids today.
I mean, I do plenty of that.
Yeah, but like when I talk about like the people that I have been around, there are some people who have been older than me who don't have the same experiences that I've had. I worked with somebody who's 6 years older than me and lived the most sheltered life of any human being I've ever met in my life.
I've certainly watched it take place. Like I know based on experience, like what my parents and their parents' generations, like, social norms and stuff like that were like, because they've told me and I've looked it up and things like that. So I can in real time see how differently like I've lived my life compared to theirs at the same age.
Yeah.
And can, been able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Been able to empathize with the fact that, things aren't the way they remember them. And that's got to be a difficult pill to swallow.
But now
I feel like we're experiencing that ourselves to a degree.
To a degree. But you and I, as Gen Y, have grown up in a way that it's, like we were not.
They're bringing that back, by the way.
Good. We were not too old to have been impacted by new technology. And I say that the new technology that has come out in the last 15 to 20 years is not as revolutionary as everyone
promised.
Yeah, it's not as revolutionary as everybody thought it was going to be. it's sort of just been new versions of the same thing over and over again. So the idea that our generation, didn't have all of this instant gratification, it's like, sure we did. We were just 20 when we got it.
I want to get an
Apple. It's like, it's fine.
I want to get an Apple rep on here because I want to know what is the reason for changing the layout of the iPhone from year to year.
I don't necessarily think that it's an Apple rep you need to talk to. It's going to be like some department of design and psychology or something like that.
But it's like, as the consumer, and this is episode material, if we like things the way they are, shouldn't we be able, if we're the ones paying for it, shouldn't we be able to have it that way? Shouldn't we? Isn't it like Burger King? Shouldn't we have it our way? Mm-hmm.
How do we phrase that?
Have it your way.
Quote, have it your way. Now, it'll be really funny next week when we look at this list and, one, have no idea what any of this stuff means, and two, have a very hard time reading my handwriting.
It'll be like our quotation list on my phone.
Yeah.
For all the t-shirt
we have to go through it every couple of months and see if we remember what we were talking about.
There's an episode right there. We were talking about this on the ride home last night.
What?
Me getting a shirt displaying all your pieces and the debate over that.
That's a very specific idea.
I thought I should get a shirt. See, I had a feeling...
Debate over t-shirts.
I had a feeling that you were going to interpret that as, oh, we should have shirts with your designs printed on them. And in my mind, it was like, well, yeah, that'd be cool. But really what I want is just a single shirt for me to wear out in public that's got tons and tons of your designs printed on them to advertise. I don't care what's on there.
And I said it's something we can talk about.
As long as the shirt is comfortable.
And I said it's something we can talk about.
All right, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Maybe now, maybe in March, maybe in February, maybe in June. It'll be another topic in June. There's a reference for you.
Another topic in June, another sunny honeymoon. What was something else we were talking about today? We were talking about the idea of, how do I say this? Taking a leap. Not like take a flying leap. Like taking a leap and making large life changes.
Yeah, that was this morning.
Making large life changes.
That was another thing.
Because that's another thing that people of our generation and younger especially don't seem to have the guts for.
Here's another one for you. We could go back and forth on this all night, but like how is it or is it not a good idea to just reiterate or regurgitate what other podcasts are either reporting on or talking about?
Well, that is in its own way discussing current events and everything, because I'm sure that they're not making up topics to talk about. They're talking about things that are actually happening, which is something that we had talked about doing and actually talking about relevant topics and everything, but we have a hard time staying on track. Current events. But I don't have a problem. I don't think we're regurgitating things that other people are saying as much as we are stating our own perspectives and opinions on them.
Yeah.
And just because they agree with somebody doesn't necessarily mean it's a regurgitation.
I just know that a lot of the podcasts that I have listened, not currently, but have listened to, would just spew out the same stories and the same opinions on them. And, it's just like going from podcast, because throughout my day, I'm getting in at least 2 or 3 podcasts.
Yeah.
And to hear the one talk about, whatever this thing that happened today was, and then to hear the next one talk about the exact same thing, hoping for a different spin on it, but it's generally the same.
But most of the podcasts you listen to, don't these people typically have the same perspectives on things?
No. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, I have broadened my horizons. There you go. There's broaden the horizons. Broaden those horizons.
Broad horizons. That is an awesome name for like a female like prog rock band.
Broad horizons.
Broad horizons. I like that. Let's start that band.
But I'm not no.
No?
I can't.
I mean, you could.
I don't identify as a woman.
You don't have to.
I can be whatever I want.
Whatever I want. But yeah. I just think that there are so many.
That's a topic I'd like to revisit because I got some new information there. And that's something that you and I almost got heated about.
Oh, what's that?
The gender issue.
Oh, gender. identity reprise.
Mm-hmm.
We can definitely
because I have some new. Well, I mean,
you have new intel.
Well, I told you what it was, but that sparked a debate, and it's just like this should be on an episode.
Okay. I'm into it
because what I have come across makes sense to me, but I guarantee that somebody's going to have an argument for it, and it's just like Jesus Christ, this can never just that be one and done.
But okay. So this is something that I'd like to talk about at some point. Also, is the broad idea. I'm saying broad a lot. Yeah, broad. The broader idea of, I'm going to call it playing, quote, devil's advocate.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing, is that every time someone, let's say you, all right, this is just hypothetical.
Okay.
I almost said hyperbolic. I'm like, that's not right. Hypothetical.
So it's not hyperbole.
No.
Okay.
Let's say that you had, excuse me.
Deep breaths. We'll be right back.
I'm good. We don't have to break. Okay. So let's say you have an opinion about something and you voice that opinion and somebody else doesn't necessarily disagree with you, but they say, yes, but. Okay. Yes, but what about ... But what if ... But this also could be ...
I know you've done that to me. Plenty of other people have done that to me.
Now you in particular, I know, tend to get very frustrated with that. And something that you just said was, to paraphrase, why can't it just be one and done? Why can't I just have this opinion and everybody just sort of, let that be it? And that's just it, is that it shouldn't only be welcoming to agreement. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just be only open to say yes or keep your mouth shut.
Listen, I have always been open to having my mind changed if I can be presented with a logical alternative, something that makes sense to me. But the amount of gaslighting that I've been exposed to over the years has just made me lose all taste for debate.
But this doesn't have to be an episode of gaslighting.
I know that, but what I'm saying, and you know this very well, is the fact that when people have gaslit me, it's not with any sort of productivity in mind. It's literally just so they can hear themselves talk over me.
Well, that's not the point of gaslighting.
Like, again,
the point of gaslighting is not to change your mind about something.
But I've said this many, many times. If I'm wrong about something or if I'm misinformed, I welcome the correction. I absolutely welcome the correction. But if somebody is going to try and put me in my place just because it gives them, it gets them off, then I'm going to shut you down real fast.
Sure. But what about all of the other instances where it's not a matter of someone determined to change your mind or prove you wrong? It's just somebody presenting an alternative idea, something for you to chew on should you so choose to. I happen to be that type of person.
You do. Okay?
I do.
But you are an outlier.
I've never been one to be like, okay, well, you're wrong, so let me tell you why.
No, but see, again, you're the outlier because you do it in a respectful manner. I, as you know, have been exposed to a lot of people who just keep it going in circles because they think it's funny. They think it's funny to watch me get agitated. And I can't fucking stand people like that.
Well, that's just cruel to a point.
Because people are fucking mean.
Yeah. That's just it. Like, when you have said things,
I think we need to bring back the open hand slap. There's a topic for you. Bring back light domestic abuse.
Light slapping.
Just
it doesn't have to be domestic. It could be foreign or domestic. Just light, a bit light.
I can think of a dozen arguments that could have been sorted quicker with a punch.
Oh yeah, that's true. What else? What else do we want to talk about this year? We've got quite the list going on now. Quite the list. I mean, some of it is kind of, silly Billy stuff, but...
Have we ever talked about perpetuating misery? I'm asking you, have we ever talked about perpetuating misery?
Specifically?
Because I know I've done it, and I know plenty of people who are doing it, and it's just
I have called you out on it.
Yeah. I'd like to break out of that. I'd like to see other people break out of it. I used to believe that I had all the answers. It's like, well, just do X, Y, and Z and you'll get where you want to go. Couldn't have been more wrong. Finally accepted that, like, okay, everyone's different. Everyone gets to where they need to be their own way. But see, now I'm back in the position of needing to work through it myself.
Well, I think, you know, even if we haven't talked about it, I think that that's a very good one to talk about. Because and yeah, that's what we're here for, man.
I'm just here for the free.
We've talked about that with regards to grief, I think. You know, and I don't know if we've talked about it specifically with misery, but we've talked about it, you know, like perpetuating anxiety and stuff like that. And
I talk to you about it. You know, I don't really talk to other people about it. You know, It depends on the setting, it depends on the person, depends on the conversation.
Right.
But like, you know, like I've been grieving the loss of my dad most of this year. It's weighed on me way heavier than loss of anybody, you know, before him. And I've been trying to get back to normalcy. Mm-hmm. You know, like there have been some moments where I've just been by myself and I've been overcome with this feeling of like, you know what? I am not really feeling the same anxiety that I was. Mm-hmm. I feel good right now. I feel energized and I feel, you know, okay.
Do you start to second guess it at that point?
Absolutely.
See, that's your problem. You're making yourself so self-aware of it that you start to wonder whether or not you're doing something wrong. And then you start to fear, well, what if this feeling goes away? What happens when this feeling goes away?
But you know what? You do the exact same thing when it comes to your ailments.
My ailments?
Your ailments.
What do you mean?
Your pain, your aches and pains, your breathing, your hot and cold, your, you know, every little thing.
What do I do with them?
You second guess yourself. You start to worry and you start to wonder.
No.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes, you do. I'm here for it.
My ailments. I'm not sure that I understand what you're talking about.
That can't be a whole episode. We've talked about.
Oh, honey, it sounds like it could be a whole episode.
We've done some very lengthy segments on your ailments.
Yeah, like that one time when they took my lady parts out. We talked quite a bit about that, you know, because it was a cancer scare. We'll revisit that at some point too, because I have a fun little note on my order for a mammogram this year. Stay tuned for that fun one. Back to you.
He'll keep calling me. He'll keep calling me until I come over. He'll make me feel guilty.
What do you want to talk about?
For some reason, I was just thinking about Ben Stein's class in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Don't put that down.
Ben Stein. I personally always thought Ben Stein was low-key hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he had his own TV show.
That was great. That was fantastic. And that is also the last time I found Jimmy Kimmel funny.
Yes. Because I didn't watch The Man Show.
Jimmy.
I don't want to talk about him.
Cross that out.
Wait, they brought him back, right?
On what?
Well, they tried to cancel him like they canceled Stephen Colbert, and then like there was this big,
I mean the internet does that.
Let's talk about cancel. Let's make an episode about cancel because I think canceling is stupid.
Cancel culture.
The fact that
we've talked about this before.
That anybody could be subject to that on the right or the left, young or old, and like it's so stupid.
Well, that's just it. This is what this podcast is all about.
Like people is that, shouldn't have to live in fear of what they can say or do.
Exactly. Now, the whole idea of having your own platform and using your voice how you see fit, that's your prerogative. But like I have said to you, like I've said to everybody, your opinion, your perspective, your opinions, your thoughts, your behaviors, your words and everything, none of them should come out of you with the fear of being canceled.
Especially now
However, whatever you choose to do or say, you just need to be prepared for the possible consequences.
Like murder.
There's that.
Listen,
we don't advocate murder here.
Just the open hand slap.
Yes.
So,
just a few light
so if Rob Reiner's son had a problem with him, he should have just slapped him and been on his way.
I think that's a different idea altogether.
I didn't like the guy's politics, but he was the meathead.
Among other things,
okay?
Yeah.
If he said something I didn't like, I would have just slapped him and walked. But that would have been it. Okay, I wouldn't have slapped him. I would have sat and talked to him because he's the meathead.
Yeah.
And, his dad was Carl Reiner.
And that's, that one's in my heart.
But that's a whole, like this has been, the year of politically charged murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
Like
none of them should be.
Again, I've wanted to hit people that upset me. I don't want to kill them. But we're living in this time where it's being normalized. That's
it's being
cool.
Justified. It not just normalized, but people are advocating for it. They're just like, oh yeah, because if you have the audacity to have that opinion, you deserve to be dead.
Do you
shame?
Here's episode material. Do you think that there have been times in human history where that's been up for debate? Because think about it. There have been times in human history where, not murder, but public execution was commonplace. So it's you could be stoned to death for saying the wrong thing, or you could be,
you still can
burned at the stake or hung for, not in the United States.
Thank God. I think they did away with the firing squad, I believe, in 2005 or 8. But can you imagine that it was that recently?
Here's what I'd like to know.
Imagine.
Why is there any sort of variation in capital punishment? It's just like we have.
I'm guessing it's a budgetary thing.
We have the firing squad, the hanging, the gas chamber, the chair, the lethal injection,
and that's it. Those were the 5.
But
forms.
Why not just pick one and stick with it?
I'm guessing, again, it's a budgetary thing.
Then again, there's also been this major push, or at least I remember when I was still in college, I'm talking about it, to eliminate capital punishment.
It's a state's issue.
Yeah. Well, it's also because of the fact that people have been exonerated after being on death row for 20 years. New evidence and stuff like that.
I watch a lot of, Victorian stuff.
That's the double-edged sword.
But that's back in the day when if you were found guilty of a crime, they walked you right out there and hung you. You didn't sit in a jail cell for 40 fucking years. I mean, there's
something
the efficacy of the U.S. judicial system. Now there's a mouthful for you.
Because I'm pretty sure that prison is not supposed to be treated like a business, except now it is.
It is. That's just it. Yeah. I personally think
there are businesses running within prison systems.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The fact that these exist.
There's a whole nother episode. I'm pretty sure that punishment was supposed to be the deterrent.
It was supposed to be.
Punishment was
That's
fear.
Why the punishment was that's why punishment was what punishment was.
I was pretty sure punishment and embarrassment was supposed to be the deterrent for bad behavior.
Yes, it was. Because when you live in such a small, insulated society and you are made an outcast, no one's your work suffers. Your social life suffers, your relationship suffer and everything. People won't talk to you
and now you have people at large mocking that.
Yeah.
Those are the people I want to slap the most.
Those are the slappies. Slappy.
Think about it. At the end of the year, we could hold a Slappy Awards.
Oh, man. For the people who deserve the most
slaps.
The most slaps or the hardest slaps?
Different categories.
Interesting. What else you want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? You know what I want to talk about?
Yeah, just flip the page.
The creative process.
Okay.
Because you and I are completely different on that front.
I mean, I don't know that we're completely different. I think the only reason it's different is because we create different things.
You think so?
Well, if I was going to create a piece of art, I may do things differently than you. I may do things the same as you. I don't create art anymore. You also don't create music. So let's take a walk in each other's shoes one day and see how that differs.
But it is nonetheless a creative process.
It sure is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just by your saying that, yes, it is very different. But again, we don't create the same kind of art.
But there's the whole idea of inspiration versus discipline. Oh no.
What did you call my comic strip? Don't tell them what it is.
It's a postmodern masterpiece.
What else did you say?
It's reminiscent of early Warhol.
There was some other descriptive phrase that you had for it.
Avant-garde.
No. There was something.
That's what I said.
Right,
That's what I said. My favorite is calling it a postmodern masterpiece.
Yeah, I showed my wife some comic, some doodles I made back when I was 11 years old, and she critiqued it gracefully.
Now here's one: comics and literacy. Have you ever given that much thought?
To comics and to the literacy of comics?
Yep. To the advantages of using comic books to teach literacy.
Well, I mean, I did try buying the boy comic books in an effort to get him to read, comics of his favored variety. And
he flipped through the pages.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't even really like reading comics that much either. I just like looking at but I'm a visual appreciator. Like I like the visual aspect of art as opposed to I've just never liked sitting and reading.
But were you aware that reading a comic book actually takes a higher degree of literacy?
It does. Is that your opinion or is that
no?
Fact?
It's actually. I've done several studies on that topic. Actually, that was what most of my my early grad school work was based on.
That's a big point of disagreement for you and I. I mean, I just don't like to, even though I do read every single day, whether it be at work or on my phone for leisure or whatever. I'm always reading. I'm just not reading books.
But you and I have had this discussion. Being able to read is not the same as reading. When you are reading something to absorb information, whatever context that may be.
Well, I like absorbing information.
You like absorbing information, but would you say that you would prefer someone iterate it to you, like in a TikTok or a YouTube video or something like that, as opposed to sitting down and reading about it?
Yeah, but I also read a fair amount of articles, be it on my phone, but I still read them as opposed to watching videos.
Which is fine. I'm not going to poo-poo somebody who reads the New York Times back to front every day. Like
the reading of books, of novels, of stories, of things like that, that's a whole subculture of people in the world. I'm just not one of them.
And I don't care.
Good. Glad we're in agreement.
End of meeting. This was did you have a good time?
Are we calling it?
We're gonna call it. Yeah, that's been our hour. That's wild. And now we're all set. And now you'll be ready and on the edge of your seat, waiting for 2026 to come around, because this is it. Because
we don't give you the sensationalism like other podcasts.
This is the curtain call. This is the curtain call for 2025. Did you have a good time this year? Please don't do this on my podcast.
Your podcast?
Please.
Your podcast.
This is my baby.
Your podcast.
My brainchild.
Your podcast.
I'm going to bleep that part of it out.
No, you're not. I think you owe us an apology. And by us, I mean...
you and your butthole?
No, me and the listeners.
I'm sorry, listeners.
Your podcast. This is our show.
It's about time I heard that. I want to see that vim and vigor going into 2026. This list, this comprehensive, this magnum opus that we put together here and everything.
And by the way, for all of your displeasure with my lack of interest in reading, I do far more writing than I do reading.
Can I read it?
You want to read my writing?
If you're writing, I would love to read it.
You want to see my birthday cake?
Sure. That's it.
I'll give you some excerpts.
Here we go. All right.
What are we plugging?
This was a good time. Thank you out there in podcast land for tuning in, not just for today, but for this entire year. 2025 is in the bag. This is a wrap on 2025.
We forgot to say at the top of the episode, hope you had a nice holiday.
Well, I hope you have a nice holiday.
No, had a nice holiday.
Had a nice holiday, but there's a holiday that will come after this.
Give me that foot.
No. Damn. Not until you admit that a holiday is upon us. The new year is upon us.
Listen,
that's still a holiday. This is still the holiday.
I made reservations
I really
a
hope
month
that
ago.
my boobs didn't just show.
How would they show? You're wearing a hoodie.
It's only half a hoodie.
I'm sure the listen the few that watch us won't mind.
Anyway, but yes, this was a good talk. We have had a blast. Thank you again. Find us on social media, DT Annie and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can email us, DT Annie and JJ Star @gmail.com with questions, concerns for our well-being, comments about
your concern for my well-being.
Yeah, and appreciation for the fact that I'm still sick. I don't want to be anymore. You have a show. Tax Collectors and Harlots are going to be at Toad's Place on Friday, January 9th. You go on at 5:30.
Sharp.
Be sure to tell everyone. I'm looking at you, Internet. Mm-hmm. Be sure to tell everyone you've ever met that the show starts at 5:30 sharp.
Despite the flyers and the tickets all saying 6.
Yeah. Everything has said 6 p.m. for what?
Since
three
October,
months now? Yeah. For about 3 months now. But the show actually starts at 5:30.
Yep.
So don't forget to go to that.
Don't forget anybody. So as of today, I took the day off.
Yeah.
I'll be in New Haven all day handing out tickets.
All day.
All day.
Oh Lord.
All day.
He'll be there all day.
Like I said, I will be buying dinner for everyone. Anyone that comes to the pizza place.
Find Tax Collectors and Harlots on Instagram. You can also find me, Love Hard Art, on Instagram. I have been I've been in the throes of commission fever. So if you are interested in getting in touch with me, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can email Jess, Jes, @loveHardArt.com to request a commission. However, the turnaround times are pushed back quite a bit at this point. I don't think we're going to be getting any commissions out before the end of February, honestly, at this point. We're just real backed up because I'm only one little girl and I can only do so much when I can only breathe out of half of my throat. With the year coming to a close, I want to tell you, my husband, my love, my co-host, I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do to make this podcast a success and for making me a success.
Thank you, my dear wife, the largest source of my laughter and my humility for getting me to do this every week.
I'm his funny wife.
I appreciate you. Like, I always want to take to Facebook, and I'm just like, it's been done. I should just do it live.
Feel free to take to Facebook because, it's, my love language is grand gestures. So feel free to scream from the rooftops that you actually do love me.
You're going to get 2 grand gestures exactly a month from each other, and I think you know what that means.
I am.
We made reservations for New Year's. And then a month from New Year's is your birthday.
It's my birthday. Well, I'm excited. I'm very excited. And we'll tell you all about that next time.
And from the 3 of us
at That Talking Podcast, I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.